Hello everyone, I'm Catherine Korp.
And I'm Kimberly Korp.
And we're the owners of Pilates on 5th in New York City. And today we'd like to share with you some fitness tips so that you can get more out of your workouts. Today we want to talk about the secret to flat abs.
Yes.
Now, you can buy any gizmo, you can do 1,000 crunches, and they all will either work or will not work at all depending on one thing, and that is a certain muscle called the Transversus Abdominus. The what? So, to explain it, again, because we're not anatomists and we're not going to be performing surgery, we're going to explain it very simply. The Transversus Abdominus, the fibers run like a stretch band and they run horizontally and they wrap around like this. So when you pull your Transversus Abdominus in, it's like, you're turned to the side, Kimberly, it's like you're going like this. See, notice how her waist got really, really small. It went smaller. We always like to say it's like in Gone with the Wind when Scarlett O'Hara is getting her corset tightened. I just have to be back to 18 inches. That's your Transversus Abdominus pulling everything in. And the neatest part about that is you can always work on it at any time. It is independent of direction, meaning that you can be bending your spine this way and the Transversus Abdominus can be pulling in. You can be flexing, it can be pulling in.
You can be waiting in line at the grocery store.
Exactly, and that's the first exercise we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Drawing in. So we're both going to stand to the side. I have a mic pack on, so I look a little funny. But you're just going to place your hands on your tummy. We don't need this band anymore. And you're just going to pull your abs to the front wall of your spine. It's almost like you're trying to get your belly button and your back to connect to one another. Notice that when she's doing this, she's not changing the shape of her spine. Right. So we can do that standing. You can do that sitting, watching your kids at their football game, baseball game, softball game, whatever.
Dance recital.
Dance recital, of course. Then we can also do that on our knees. So Kimberly's going to go onto her knees. Oh, I'm sorry, on all fours.
All fours.
Yep. And this same thing. She's going to draw in the front wall of the spine. Notice the shape of the spine doesn't change, but you can feel everything pulling in. Sometimes it's easier actually to do it here because you can feel the abs pulling in against gravity. Another place we can do this is we can do it sideline. Again, it's independent of direction. So she's going to sideline, lie on her side, pardon me. We're going to call this the torpedo for lack of a better word. You can reach here, and if you're doing this, you want to make sure the ribs are closed too, and I can tell she's just pulling everything, and you want to think of you're like you're a human tug of war. Someone's stretching you this way, and someone's stretching you this way, and you're pulling everything in. Really be mindful of this when you go into your sideline exercises. Just relax for a minute and act like you're doing a sideline exercise without thinking about your Transversus Abdominus. Yeah, you don't want everything just to be falling all apart. You can get a lot more out of any workout that you do if you remember to pull in as you start.
You're a panini.
Yes, it's like you're a panini. You're trying to make it not a big focaccia bread. You're trying to make yourself into a panini. All right, there's one more exercise we're going to do here. Actually, two more. We're going to go into toe taps. So Kimberly's going to lie on her back, and this is how we can really, really, really test that to make sure that our Transversus Abdominus is continually pulling in and not popping out. So we're going to have her do it super correctly first, and then we're going to have her do it wrong. So first what she's going to do is roll her hip bones toward her ribs and really flattening. In your mind's eye, you're flattening your back to the mat, but raise your arm. Depending on the shape of your spine, you either will or will not have a space, and that's totally fine. So Kimberly's going to lift one leg up into tabletop position. You can put your little hands down now. And then the other leg up into tabletop position. And then I'm looking like a hawk to make sure that nothing changed. You want to make sure that that Transversus Abdominus stays pulled in even with the legs lifted. So bring one leg down and the other leg down. So Kimberly's going to do it super wrong now so that you can really see. It's going to be an exaggeration. So don't necessarily arch, just pop the rectus. So Kimberly's going to lift one leg up. And then when she lifts the other leg up, her transversus is going to give out. Yeah, and do you see how her abs bulged? We might need to do a close-up of this. Yeah, we'll do a close-up of this. So that you don't want it where that the rectus abdominis, the most outermost abdominal layer, you don't want that pushing out against the wall of the spine. And then to intensify this a little bit more, she's going to flatten her abs, bring one leg up, and then the other leg up, and then go into toe taps. Now, toe taps are not just bending the knee, so do it wrong for a second. It's not just can-can, right? So you keep the right angle at the knee joint, and she's going to reach away, the femur away, and tap down. And again, be mindful of the fact that the Transversus Abdominus is pulling in the whole time. If it's helpful, you can even put your thumbs on your rib cage and your pinky fingers on your hip bones with your fingers hitting your abs, and you can make sure that they're not popping out. You don't want the abs moving into your fingers. If anything, the abs are constantly moving away from your fingers. And then if you wanted to make this a little bit more difficult, which you'll know if you can or not, you could take both legs down, but only take them down as far as you can keep everything sandwiched in. Excellent. We have one more exercise we're going to do here. We're going to go back to the all fours position. And we did the initial drawing in this way. So toes are curled, everything pulled in. Now keeping everything pulled in here, she's going to go into short plank. So she'll curl her toes under, inhale to prepare, and on the exhale just pull in and lift the knees up just a little bit. Notice nothing changed. She's still pulling everything in and then bringing the knees back down and then pulling everything in Inhale to stay, and bringing the knees back down. Excellent, thank you. But here is the final trick to the secret to flat abs. You don't have to be doing an abdominal exercise to work the transversus abdominis. You could be at the gym doing your bicep curls, doing squats. Squats are a great place to work the transversus abdominis because you can go into your squat, make sure everything's pulled in, and then make sure it's still pulled in when you're standing up. It is independent of the movement that you are doing. And that is the secret to flat abs.